Hello there, everybody. It's Wake Up Wednesday. So wake up. Come on, you sleepyheads out there. If I can get up early in the morning, you get up early in the morning too. Hey, if you need to, grab yourself a big cup of coffee. A big cup of coffee. Oh, man. Good stuff. Hey, the reason I want you to wake up is I want you to hear what the Apostle Paul has to say this Sunday. Only we're going to hear it this Wednesday, today. Philippians chapter 4, verses 4 through 7. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say, rejoice. Let your gentleness be known to everyone. The Lord is near. Do not worry about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, make your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God, which passes all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Good old Apostle Paul. Good old crazy Paul. What's he talking about? What planet does he live on? Rejoice in the Lord always. Don't worry about anything. Oh, his peace, it's gonna keep you. Don't worry. Paul, what are you talking about? You're sitting in prison right now. They want to put you to death. And this Epaphroditus guy that's spoken about earlier and a little bit later too in this letter, he was sent to Paul by the Philippian church so that Paul might stay alive in prison. You see, if you were a prisoner, they gave you water and that was about it. If you didn't get fed by your family or friends, you died. And what happens to poor Epaphroditus? He almost dies. He gets an illness, he gets sick, and he's that close to death. And what about the Philippian church itself? The Philippian church, it's torn apart by conflict. We have that a little bit earlier in the letter. We didn't read it, but it's there, talking about conflict. And in the verses just right smack dab before this, he's talking about the two women who are leading the church. And he's encouraging others within the church to get these two to sit down and talk out their differences because it's causing conflict within this congregation. So, Paul, what is this pipe dream you're talking about? Rejoicing in the Lord. Is that some sort of pie in the sky? You got your head so high up in the clouds you can't see what's going on around you? Well, you might be tempted to say that, but that isn't what's going on. You see, the Apostle Paul is trying to tell us that if we put our focus in the right direction, then all those things that are happening around us, all those things that try to tear us apart from each other and also tear us from our relationship with God, all those things, they're not going to suddenly disappear. Oh, they're going to be there. And oh, yeah, we got to work on them. But all of a sudden, we have hope. We have hope because we trust in God to get us through those tough moments, even as we trust in God to get us through tough moments elsewhere in our lives. It's a beautiful, beautiful passage. And the whole secret to it is rejoice in the Lord. Rejoice in the Lord. Just not whenever you feel like it. Always. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. And the real important part, let everything be made known to God through supplication and prayer. Make sure you let God know what's going on, what's bothering you. He's there to help us. He will get us through our difficult moments. And then that is when the peace floods our souls. The Apostle Paul, He used this word rejoice all through this letter. I think it's like either 14, 15, or 16 times. I can't remember. But he wants that emphasis to be there. We can live lives of rejoicing if we just remember simply to look up. Look up to God. Let him fill our hearts and take that spirit of fear and anxiety and whatever else is bothering us, let him take that away from us so that we can work on all these other issues. They're not just going to magically disappear. No. In fact, that's why Paul has written as many letters as we have in the Newer Testament. There could be more letters that he wrote that we just don't have. But he took the time to sit down and go through the things that are important for the people. Theological issues, issues about who Christ is, what it means to live a Christian life, what it means to live life in community, all those things. They're all there in his letters, and they're important, and we need to work on them. But here's the secret. Live a life of thankfulness. Live a life of joy. Know that our joy is not based on what is happening to us around us, because that can be a real downer from time to time, and that can tend to pull us down. But when we look up and we rejoice in the Lord, it's a whole new ball game. All of a sudden, hope is ours, and we know that we can be one in Christ, one in mission, one in sharing his love with the world, even as we have our little differences that we still have to work out with each other. It can be done. And Paul says, with a voice and a shout of command, rejoice. It's a command. Rejoice. Let's do it today. Let's do it every day. God's blessings be with you, and be sure to grab your cup of coffee in your favorite Christmas mug. Time to wake up. Blessings be with you.